Hello. Hey, I got it! I did it! I did it!
Wait, no, stop it. Stop it and play it.
Now this is a story all about how Mesopotamia got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute to sit right there, and I'll tell you how I became the fresh king of Bel Air. In North Mesopotamia, born and raised, I was a cupbearer for most of my days, running and sunning and fetching some wine, all the while praying to a nil in my shrine. When a couple of Sumerians up to no good, starting causing trouble in my neighborhood. Well, I got in one little fight and I started a war, conquered the Sumerians and reaped the rewards. 3 kings later there was trouble about, raided a temple, people started to doubt. The priest made a curse that would ruin us all, people started starving and dying and crying in the halls. Now a few years later and my kingdom's in ruin, now there's even more trouble brewing. My people all dead, barbarians around, and that's how Akkadia fell to the ground.
Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, the Fertile Crescent. It has many names, but this is where human civilization began. The Sumerians, the first of humanity's civilizations. For 500 years, they have been the dominant force in Mesopotamia, but soon that will change. A great empire is rising to the north. An empire so great, Sumerians will be crushed into small pieces under its heel. Akkad is rising. Sargon the Great, the founder and first king of the great Akkadian Empire. His birth is shrouded in mystery, but legends say that he may be a god made flesh. His greatness is not hidden, though. The first time the Mesopotamian eyes were on Sargon, he was a cupbearer for the king of Kish. For years I have watched as the Sumerians live in luxury, as my fellow Akkadians toil in the dirt, but no longer. As soon as I took the throne from Urzabab, I turned my sights on Uruk. The citizens of Uruk boast often of its invincible walls. My army swept over their great walls like leaves in the wake of a storm. The king of Uruk was brought to me in a dog collar to kneel at my feet. After taking Uruk, I destroyed its invincible walls. By now, all of the Sumerian rat kings had united against me. In Kashtabila, they thought they would defeat me. By the end of the night, the city was raised so that no bird could find a perch but on the ground. For 54 years I ruled my Akkadian empire. The Sumerians thought that my empire would die with me. They thought that because I was old, they could take what I had built from me. When all of the Sumerian lands revolted against me, I rode into battle myself and smashed their great host. The cowards surrendered to my rule forevermore. After my death, and death of my son, it was Naram-Sin who ruled my empire. He was worthy of my empire indeed. With the first 2 years of his rule, he had already expanded Akkad to the north and the east. Unfortunately, his lust for conquest may have been too much. In his quest, he sacked the ziggurat of Akur and angered the god Enlil. This curse brought famine, plague, and death. Finally, the god smited Naram directly. The great capital of the Akkadian Empire, Akkad, disappeared never to be seen again. With no capital, plague, famine, and barbarians invading from the east, Akkad was finished.
Who's that monarch? It's Sargon!
Oh, hello there, children. It's so nice of you to visit me. Oh, what's that? You want to hear about Akkadia? All right. Well, it was a nice sunny day, right after Sargon united us all. Well, me and old Ishtim were relaxing after a hard day of sheep herding and weed bustling.
So, Mr. Waters, how do you feel about these changes this Sargon guy is making?
Well, honestly, I think that these Akkadians have got it right. Ever since they showed up, everything's been so much better. Take, for instance, the mail.
Yeah, these guys sure are grand. What happened to those Sumerians that weren't as lucky as us? What happened to them?
Well, our Akkadian overlords hire them for meaningful labor like digging canals and building ziggurats, like old Tristar over there. Man, a cat is great.
There you have it, kiddies. That's what life was like back then.
Who's that monarch? It's Naram-Sin. Alrighty, everyone, we got some grand deals on the show today. We got some stamps here, fresh off the clay press, great quality, I swear, great. You can really see the craftsmanship shine there, you know. Now, these are not only great quality, like I'm talking great, like top of the line, but they are also the first stamps ever made. Now, on for a great deal of 3 bushels of wheat and half a sheep. Oh, we got a great item coming up here. This is some Euphrates famous craftsmanship. This here is the statue of good old Ramish, the king of Kish, cast in lost wax method. It's great, it's amazing, you want to buy it. It's one of a kind, actually. You take this off our hands, and we'll give you a free Akkadian helmet. They're great. They made maces obsolete. You want one, you'll buy one.
Go.
Okay, you ready, Adam? 3, 2, 1, go.
And the last item for today is, ladies and gentlemen, is this Swish Akkadian armored cloak. This armored cloak were all the rage back then, worn in battle with measured ridges and spines. Not only are these cloaks have great utility, but you also look like a total badass. On now for a great deal of 3 sheep.
Yeah, such names. On your mark, get set, go.
If any of these deals have piqued your thrift bone, then call
Wedge, wedge, dash, triangle, line, wedge, wedge, triangle, dash.
That was.
Wedge, wedge, dash, triangle, line, wedge, wedge, triangle, dash.
Thank you for staying tuned. We'll be back next week with more grand deals.
Who's that monarch? It's Urzabab.
Hello and welcome to the show.
Thanks, it's a pleasure to be here.
So I understand you are a priest at the Ziggurat of
That's correct.
So can you tell me what the main focuses of the ziggurats are, as well as all ziggurats?
Well, you see, ziggurats not only serve as temples to worship gods, but also as a part of the state. Each ziggurat is dedicated to the deity of that city. People of that area or city must then come make an offering to the god.
I see. So then, what are your responsibilities at a ziggurat?
Well, first and foremost, a priest are required to decipher the will of the gods. Besides this, only someone who can read and write can become a priest, as well as record everything that is given and taken away from the temple.
Well, that is definitely enlightening. Now, some people, and I'm not suggesting anything here, think that the Akkadian religion is simply copying the Sumerian religion.
Well, that's just an outrageous claim altogether, made by the ignorant and uninformed. The Akkadian religion, while still sharing some of the same gods, is completely different. The evidence in the names of our gods and the Sumerian supreme god is nothing like Anu, our supreme god.
Alright, I see. Well, thank you for coming out today. That's all we have. See you next time.
I was in the war. I was eating a bomb raid over southern Germany. You'll remember this story from history class, but I didn't tell you all of it. Now, at first, we encountered the Luftwaffe. Now, at first we thought we were in the clear because they're afraid of the scary shark faces painted on the front of our planes. But there was one stubborn pilot who took out our entire fleet. So I was forced to eject from my seat. And guess where I landed? Right in the graveyard.